The yellow C6s, this has to be the best like shade or hue of yellow ever. It is just so How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video. The first video shot in the room in 2025. I was gonna call this a studio. That would be an insult to studios out there, so I ain't gonna do that. I know my place. Anyways, for the special occasion and the new year, I went ahead and picked up some new artwork. We got some blurry super artwork, some blurry Halo artwork, and a new Halo Reach piece right there. Once I hung them, I realized you guys can't see what it is. So maybe if you guys really want in the next video, I'll go show you. Anyways, today's video is sponsored by Simply Carbon Fiber. More on them in a bit. Today though, we are finally going to do something I've been contemplating doing for quite some time. I just didn't want to come off as that guy that like thought he was the best car builder ever. I'm not even a car builder. Like sure, I could slap some parts together. I could pull a motor, put a transmission in, but I don't want to act like I know everything and that my taste is perfect. I've made some questionable decisions over the years that not everyone likes. But today we are going to be finally starting the series judging car YouTubers' car collections. Now, believe it or not, a lot of car YouTubers, they don't watch each other. I've spoke with a handful of car content creators. I've lived with a handful of them. And everyone I've talked to, I think, kind of says the same thing. We all don't watch each other's content. Maybe some videos here and there. I definitely have been seeing some. If my girlfriend has them on or something, like yes, I'll watch the occasional car video. But making car content and then clocking out and going and watching car content, a lot of us just don't do that. So if I don't know every little detail about each car that I cover, I apologize for that. Today though, we are going to be starting with my boy Gavin, aka itsjusta6. I'm sure you guys know who this guy is. He has a really impressive car collection. He has some really fast builds, some real tasteful looking builds, a little bit of everything, German, American, exotic. I don't think any JDM right now though, so maybe he could go ahead and reach out in that direction, pick up like a Supra or something, and then he'll have like the holy grail, the infinity gauntlet of car collections. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive right in. So this is the post that kind of made me like, okay, you know what, maybe we should start this series. This is all of his cars, and Jesus Christ, the amount of money here is a lot. One quick look, we have a Ducati, it looks like a V4, we have a 720, his S550, a C8, a G80 M4, an S650, another S650, an S550 GT350, a Cybertruck, some random crackhead's Tahoe, a dually, and then a classic Camaro. Absolutely insane. Like I said though, no JDM cars. I used to watch him pretty religiously back when I worked at the warehouse. Like I would throw on his videos and just listen to him. I remember this is back when like he had first picked up his R1 and like his Groms, and like I remember he was getting harassed driving around Lucifer and all that stuff, and I just remember the early stages of that build. And since then it's come quite a long ways. We have twin turbos sticking out through the hood. Are those welds or VMS wheels? I'm assuming they're welds. I don't think he's throwing VMS wheels on a 1,000 plus, 1,500 plus horsepower S550 Mustang GT. One thing I am gonna give him a little smack for is I don't see any filters on those turbos. You gotta protect your investment, guys. Always use protection. Anyways, we got bead locks in the rear. I think when people think fast S550s, this is one of the cars that comes to mind. And usually when I think of S550s with GT500 bumpers, I think of depressing car meat builds that are just maybe an intake and that's it. This car I think can rock that. I 100% think this car can rock the GT500 style front bumper and hood, because it'll fuck you and your GT500 up in like 6th gear. If this car still has a 6-speed. I don't know if it does. It probably has something like a TH400 or something. The S650, I think this is some sort of Frost PPF. If I remember, the base color is like this reddish orange color. I did see the video with my girlfriend of when he picked this up. It was right around the same time we were shopping, or she was for hers. I remember him like trying to do the burnout in the parking lot. For one reason or another, I don't think he was able to, but it looks like he's got a Whipple badge on it. RTR front grille. I think that's the Dark Horse wing. The bronze wheels work really well on this car. It's honestly just like a great OEM plus build. And once again, it'll fuck you up probably. Next up, we have his classic Camaro. Looks like he's got a bunch of paw prints all over it or something. I'm not sure what's underneath the hood of this car. I would assume some sort of LS. I find it hard to believe that he would keep like a 350 under there. Maybe he went crazy and put like an LSA or something. Go ahead and comment down below. Regardless though, it's a great looking classic. Paint looks good. even through the dirt. Wheels look tasteful. I like it. The C8 Corvette, one of the ugliest cars, and is just depreciating so much. I'm so happy I have not bought one yet. But if the price keeps dropping, it's going to be hard to say no. If these drop into the 40s, like they look like they're going to, it's going to be hard to say no to a mid-engine Corvette for less than 50 grand. That's absolutely insane. Regardless, though, I like what he's done with his. I think it's his girlfriend's. I might be wrong on that. Correct me once again down below. The base wheels, though, need to go. I hate the Hot Wheels style C8 Corvette wheels, and I hate the square exhaust tips. I hope that's long gone. But besides that, the car looks great. I think they rebuilt it. I think they bought it as like a crashed vehicle. I remember seeing some posts like that. Maybe I'm tripping, but I think it is missing like a little like inner fender liner right here. So I don't think I'm tripping. I think it was like rebuilt. Ooh, the Shelby GT350. There are few cars out there that can rock this color scheme. You got the like winter camo pattern, and then you have like this rose gold wheel. Never seen that before, but there are few cars that I would give a pass to having this combo. This is one of them. 99% of the time when I see like a camo wrap, I hate it. This looks like tastefully, professionally done. It doesn't look like he cut out some splotches and threw it on. This looks like there was thought process behind this, and it looks well done. And the wheels too, that rose gold. I honestly, when I had the McLaren and it was like that purple color, I kind of wanted to do that with the carbon fiber wheels that I had on it. Just like, you know, strip the faces, do some rose gold polish on it, and I think it would have popped. God, that thing is so menacing looking. Who wouldn't want a GT350? Like, honestly, who wouldn't want one? I love this car collection. You got the big old dually right here, could tow your house. The Cybertruck, which normally I would be talking smack about. However, he's already doing more than most Cybertruck owners. You could see he's actually got it hooked up to something using the trailer hitch. So I get it. And like, I know a lot of people think I just hate on all Teslas. I don't. Like I say, they're fun vehicles. I just wouldn't replace any of my vehicles with a Tesla. And he's smart by keeping his dually for when he actually wants to do what he wants to do. I just hope he didn't overpay on this thing, because these prices are dropping like crazy as well. Are those also the factory wheels? Do they have like those turbo fan designs? There's no shot that like that's what comes on him. It looks sick though. I do like it. But yeah, there's his car collection. He didn't show a close-up of his 720, so we'll go look for a photo of that. And neither with his G80, so let's take a look at his G80 really quick. This video is sponsored by Simply Carbon Fiber. By now, we all know them. We all love them. What do they do? Well, they provide you guys with great carbon fiber products, and right now they have a killer sale going on, so we gotta act fast. Take advantage of this sale, save up to 30% on all of their carbon fiber goodies. Here are just some phone cases, but they have some things like carbon fiber wallets, money clips, sunglasses, watches, other carbon fiber accessories, AirPod cases. You think it can be made out of carbon fiber? They probably already have it ready to be shipped to you. So click the link down below, take advantage of their sale, get a new carbon fiber case, forged carbon fiber weave, add some color to it, make it stand out, and protect your investments. Anyways, thank you, Carbon Fiber. Anyways, thank you, Simply Carbon Fiber, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. When he was in California, he actually hit me up trying to link to race, and I'm assuming it was with the G80. I think he brought that in the 720, and there's no shot I would have held my ground against a 720, but I think the Mustang and the G80, I think I might have took that one. So if he ever comes back, we'll definitely have to line it up. But his G80 build is just great. You guys know me. I'm not a huge German guy, but there's just something about this body style. I hated it when it first dropped. I hated the stupid pig grills and giants. Oh God, I hated that shit. But this car just looks so great from like every angle. The paint, the carbon fiber, the wheels. Like, he's even making a gap cam look cool. Usually I see gap cams on cars and it looks like shit, but he's making that look cool. That thing's mean looking though. A little overexposed though. You're kind of washing out the background. His 720 though is a different type of monster. Bead locks in the rear, Mickey Thompson, ET Street R's. If you see an exotic with bead locks, you're fucked. These type of guys, most of the time, they're not putting bead locks on just for fun. Like a lot of these fucking slow ass Hellcats and Mustangs, they love putting bead locks on as their first mod. If you ever see an exotic with bead locks, you're cooked. You are absolutely fucking cooked. Look at that shit. God damn. Mother of God. I remember when he first got his first McLaren, it was right around the same time I got mine, and I sent him a photo, and I was like, look, I'm like a mini-me version of you. Because he had the boosted Mustang, I had the boosted Mustang, he got a McLaren, I got a McLaren. But yeah, this thing is absolutely insane. I don't know what the power numbers on this thing is. Oh, 1,000 horsepower McLaren. Yeah, that's nuts. And I know people are gonna say 1,000 horsepower, my Mustang can do that. My Mustang can make 1,000 horsepower with just a Whipple and an E85. 1,000 horsepower Mustang versus 1,000 horsepower McLaren, two completely different animals. Let me put this into words you might understand. I had a 700 horsepower McLaren and a 900 horsepower Mustang, and the McLaren was right there. It was right there up until like crazy top end. And it had 200 horsepower less. Now imagine 1,000 horsepower McLaren versus 1,000 horsepower Mustang. You would need probably a 1,200 horsepower Mustang to hang with this. And the difference is, this thing can do it all day, every day. So I know you're paying a lot for 1,000 horsepower, especially for something like this, but it's gonna do it better, faster, and more consistent than any of the other cars out there. This thing is mean looking though. If I get a new McLaren, if I ever get another McLaren, it's gotta be a 720. Either that or like a 600 LT. I don't think I would go for another 12C. I just never liked the front end. 650 maybe, but again, same, but different. I don't like the 570, 600 LT is cool, 720. I don't like the 750 too much. At least just like the factory wheels are honestly the biggest gripe with me, but this thing is beautiful. This thing is a fucking spaceship. He's also done some giveaways. He gave away this Corvette Grand Sport. Nice midnight purple wrap, white wheels. The black faced rear bumper looks dope. Helps break it up. That's honestly a super smart move. It would have been way too much purple and color shifting. It looks great. It's a great looking car. I never thought midnight purple would look so good on a Corvette, but that bitch looks pretty sick. Oh, there's a picture of his Mustang with the hood pop. The titanium work is just so beautiful. So crisp. God, the big old drag wing on the rear, the parachute. A monster. I'm telling you, a fucking monster. The Frost PPF looks way better in this photo than the last one. It must have just been the lighting. It fucking looks sick in this photo. And then you got the color matched Whipple on there. God damn. Different wheels here though. Different wheels here. I like the bronze ones better. I don't like these. They sort of remind me of like the earlier GT350 wheels on the S550, like the base ones, not the Rs. They sort of remind me of those. I bet this thing's a monster too. It's just crazy. The S650 platform, when it's unlocked, it's going to be the easiest way to get 1,000 horsepower. Just mark my words. It is going to be the easiest way to get 1,000 horsepower out of a car when they unlock the Gen 4 Coyote. Is that yellow? It is. God, man. My boy Derek, Derek Barron Productions, he also has a yellow C6. He got a ZR1, I think the same week I got mine, and his is yellow. And the yellow C6s, this has to be the best like shade or hue of yellow ever. It is just so crisp and just so perfectly banana yellow. I love it. Now, whatever the hell I just saw, that's a little bit of a jump scare. I gotta keep it a buck for you. That's a little bit of a jump scare. Gavin, that's a fake smile. That's a fake smile, Gavin, I could tell. Yeah. Okay, it looks better here. This totally looks like something that needs some more graphics on the side, and then it's a drift Corvette. However, I don't think that's what it is. Did he really get rid of the leaf springs and put on coils? Not a bad idea, but damn, dropped the whole fucking rear sub. I like the yellow more. I don't think... That's the best iteration of it. Still some yellow peeking out. I would have probably wrapped that up. But the yellow, I think, looked fire. That does look sick, though. I ain't gonna lie there. That does look sick. How do you guys feel about the C8 style like headlights? I just don't think the body lines match quite. I personally like the C6 color matched housings. I like them. The C7 ones I think are a little better than the C8s, but the C8s, personally, I just don't think the body lines match. This is a really curvy, elegant looking Corvette. Doesn't have super harsh lines, but it still makes a statement. And then you throw on C8 hard hitting, sharp lines. And I personally don't like that, but the rest of the car is beautiful enough to where I can get over it. I could look past those headlights. That's not a big issue. The neon green though, that was a choice. That was a choice that was made. Don't know how I feel about that one. Not my favorite. I like the yellow though, personally. Yellow, goated. Absolutely goated. Like, you can't tell me that doesn't look good. Nobody could tell me that yellow does not hit. Oh yeah, he used to have the Shelby truck. Oh, whatever happened to this? Does he still have it? The Shelby truck went hard. I love how these things look too. They just look so fucking beefy. Like that front end just looks like a goddamn tank. There's always one that I see like cruising around my parents' city and it looks mean too. But God, this thing is just, it just looks so aggressive. And then you got little baby ass brakes in there. Like those look like 4 pistons. How are you stopping the Shelby truck with 4 pistons? Fuck, I forgot. He used to have a GTR too. God, this guy's had so many cars. This is what I was looking at before I got the C6. And I'm happy I did get the C6, but eventually I still do want an R35. I test drove a few of them. I was talking numbers with a few dealerships, and they're badass cars, but I just still think they're a little bit overpriced for what they are. Now, if I was balling like Gavin here, yeah, sure, I'd buy one. But I ain't balling like Gavin. It sounds like it was going to be an alpha build. My buddy actually has an alpha build one. That's the guy I was supposed to go cruising with in the canyons the other day and bailed. His shit's fucking stupid nuts. Those alpha builds, they don't mess around. They don't mess around. But yeah, in the future, one day I want to have an R35. I need to buy a house first. So let's do that first. Let's look at his Mustang at the track real quick. Let's just see what it does. It sounds so killer. Just leaves perfectly. Perfect weight transfer. Thing's a monster. I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm not going to show too much of it. I don't want him to copyright me, and I don't want the music to copyright me, but thing's an absolute monster. Yeah, he's had a lot of crazy cars over the years. He's had a few Camaros, a few GT500s. I mean, absolute monster of a car collection. Like, this guy's car Rolodex of cars he's owned is like an encyclopedia. You can kind of just name a car and he's probably had it. I know he used to have the 600 LT. That's absolutely insane. Went out racing some cars, whistling diesels, twin turbo R8, a few other YouTubers' cars. Some absolute just insane cars, man. Even had a Cobra. Even had a Cobra. Wheels might be poking out a little bit too much, but damn, that bitch got some cake. Yeah, the wheels are poking out just a pinch. I've always loved Cobras on CCWs. They've always looked great. I know these aren't CCWs, these are Cosmos, but Cobras and CCWs go hand in hand like Supras in CCWs. They just fucking work. I mean, I could probably make an hour-long video going through all of the cars he's ever owned because there's so many of them. Like, if you just keep scrolling, there's so many cars that he's owned. So many of them. I remember when his boy used to have the Crossfire. That's how long ago I used to watch him. But I think we covered a good amount of his cars. Honestly, very little complaints from me. Very little. I think the worst atrocity that he did was that lemon neon green Corvette. I think that's the only ugly thing he's probably ever done. And honestly, it's just my opinion. You know, lime green Corvette, highlighter yellow Corvette, whatever you want to call it. Just a bit much for me. Everything else, though, I think is perfect, tastefully done. I mean, he's got his colorways going. He didn't go overkill with this purple or anything and ruin Lucifer. Like, it's just tastefully done. It just looks sick and it all works together. Except that damn Corvette. That is a little bit of an eyesore. Let me know your thoughts on the Corvette down below. Out of all of Gavin's cars, which one is your personal favorite? If I had to choose one, if he said, Drew, choose one of these cars and you can have it, I would be hard pressed to not take the 720, but I think just because I've never owned anything like it, maybe the G80. I know that sounds crazy coming from a guy that is not a huge BMW fan, but he's already done a lot of the hard work for me and built it. So probably that would be my take. And I would daily drive the fuck out of it. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below. Gavin's a really cool guy. Go check out his channel. I'm sure you guys have all seen it by now, but go check it out. Anyways, subscribe. Who do you want me to cover next? And until next video, peace.